Okay. Hello. Hello, everyone. It is me once again. Yeah, this stream on YouTube is related to stuff which is not recommend for the end of for everyone. I did put the warning description in the warning symbol and a real description device type thing in this description. Just please read this before the end go into the stream. If you enter it the, in a dozen obey, it doesn't think better just get out. So because I'm trying to avoid that not offending everyone, if my channel take it down. So did you read it? You got out of this. I would check it as everyone else over here to end up with the watching this or some sort of because I found out I don't get people in my life. Yes, I did try to channel this one because I usually don't get people in there. For some reason, I just have no use them in the chat. So, so take the chat's pretty much worthless. So, in the zone. So, if you read the description and just got out of that, good. Let's begin. This stream is talking all about taking a more critical side of some sort. I'm not normally doing politics and not normally do politics on my channel because I'm taking guidelines or some sort of issue that's just some sort because I'm really more at taking risk and then I'm more protected on my channel at this point. I was supposed to do it on my branding channel known as Podcast on YouTube, which is my branding channel was supposed to go there. The problem is they had to still tell me you could give me on the 24-hour schedule there. We had to wait 24 hours to wait in stream. I would say, why I had to wait 24 hours and I had to do it right away? Common sense, you say. Gonna say, YouTube, please fix this. So why I had to do common sense at branded channel? So they had to do it right on my channel. So finally, can I say, YouTube fix this? I'm just not okay with this at all. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Here's into the main story right now because what's been waiting for. Yes, and I feel for the first step part at this point, known as is well the Gen Z protests in the beloved in Asia. And the Gen Z protest is technically all over in Asia at this point are related to yeah, it started like a couple months ago. I think it's even further than that. Last time I checked, I didn't know why they didn't upload this even sooner related to this because it's some sort because it's end up a big thing. Yeah, here's the thing right now. A Gen Z protest is taking a protest made by well, that yeah okay so Gen Z protest is technically a protest made by tech in Asia right now, but there's one recently they're talking about it later in a different continent. But here's this. Yeah, so for this Gen Z protest recently it started in Burma. If you know the Civil War, it kind of started as a Gen Z protest in Burma. I would say, and yeah, it started as a coup during the protest during the Civil War, and it's still going on to this day. Well, technically, the Gen Z followers are now winning the war in Burma and in some sort, and also since People's Republic of China is supporting the junta, and since so is Russia, since the Gen Z protesters, which is technically the opposition forces in Burma, with the support with all this separatists was a Cayenne, Kachin, or other Mon and other groups supported by the POA, which is technically the Communist Party in Burma, and found out the Democratic opposition team up with the communists in Burma is winning the war against the military junta led by some fascist organization in Burma, supported by the People's Republic of China and the Russian Federation. So the question is, what will happen if the junta loses? They could be quickly be overthrown and arrested if tried for genocidal behaviors within the Magan regions of some sort. In the democracies put back in Burma. And even worse, China and Russia might cut off relations with Burma, and this could be more sided with the Burma joint side with India and the United States for the assistance. So technically, Burma is giving like the technically a better replacement of Vietnam in the case of the war against China to be more peaceful. So they're trying to get a technically a burial lock to protect India from invaders from the east. So it's kind of makes sense whether they end up the civil war where it's all about. They try to bring back Burmese democracy there. And yet, it's in this wars, the most soldiers in the opposition side are mostly Gen Zs. And yes, they have 3D printed weapons in Burma, which can I gonna say one now? It has never happened before in history of warfare that they use the 3D printed weapons in the combat as well. Yeah, Burma is technically the first country to do so. So like I said, here's examples of the end up because this is kind of makes it a little bizarre compared to other countries. Yet in Israel, so Iran was using missile strikes of some sort. Ukraine they fought the war against Russia using mostly, which is kind of different. Burma, on the other hand, the end up never gets all this because found out the international community and even the Islamic communities do not recognize Burma's civil war at all. It's never recognizable. So because of that, the Burmese opposition groups to the defense against the junta they had to be creative, and this is how the 3D printer comes into view. The 3D printer is allowed to the opposition of the Burmese opposition group soldiers to the defense against the junta to be creative, and yet they made a turning point because of that, and they were still winning the civil war. Unrealized, China and even Russia joined with the junta, which the also kind of losing too. That kind of gives you the clue how weak, trash, and also garbage the Chinese and the Russian military really is. And I know Russia is fighting Ukraine with garbage weapons, and is in the kind of issues in Ukraine, and then it goes to China with Taiwan in the future, and guarantee Taiwan's gonna win this because of obvious truths right now is the Chinese military is it's just awful trash. Yeah, at this one point in the history, the end of the missile launchers are filled with water. That's almost one otherwise. That